This is Looking Forward for Astronomy 100 for Friday, the 31st of January, 2014. As you get ready for class on Monday, I'd like you to read units 34 and 37 out of your book. And I'd like you to think about the following couple of questions. The first question is, imagine you had a box. Here's the front side of the box. Here's the back side of the box, and we'll actually connect it up. Now imagine that box was roughly the size of you, or a person. And I took that box, and I couldn't open it, but I wanted to know what's inside. Let's imagine that you weighed 100 kilograms. Now, if I took that box, and I measured it, and I weighed it, and it had a mass of only 1 kilogram, would it be possible for you to be in there? What conclusion would I draw? Let's imagine I took the box, and I measured it, and it had a mass of 1,000,000 kilograms. What conclusion could you draw? Is it possible, by just looking at the outside of the box and looking at how much it weighs given how big it is, that we can say something? We give this idea of saying something a name. We call it density, and it's defined as the mass of an object divided by its volume. How can the idea of density be useful if we want to look inside or determine what's inside something? And consider how we might use this for the Earth. What quantities would we need to determine the density of the Earth? And what would we need to do in order to determine what's the structure inside the Earth? The second question I'd like to ask you has to do with the Earth also. Let's imagine you have the Earth here, just like that. How do you distinguish the north from the south? How do we know if the north is here on top and the south on the bottom, or vice versa? Or put another way, if you were out in the woods somewhere and you couldn't see the sky, so you couldn't see the North Pole, is there any way you could figure out which way was north and which way was south? Think about that, the name we give to it, and how it works. We'll talk about that and more when we get together on Monday. See you then.